Well, in this opportunity, I'm gonna share my presentation with you, which is the impact of technology on the spirituality of young people. It say that in 2026 is a blend of excuse me, um, huge, opportunity that the young people have in the access of internet. Um, Also, they have looking for a huge type of identifications. Uh, they don't really know what to be focused in their life, and the spiritual side in this moment. It's being controlled by something totally different, and maybe something that was unexpected, which is the authority that the young people is given to the algorithm right now, especially the way that they are looking for spiritual guidance, because maybe they are replacing, they are changing the traditional manner that well all of us were accustomed to do, like going to the church or talking to a pastor. Right now they are changing this for a machine for spiritual guy, but it's something that it's not based on the Bible. So they are facing it's kind of controversial because right now they also have the opportunity to read the Bible maybe in their original language, which is Hebrew. But also it's given to them this type of risk that we are seeing in our uh, current generation. Another impact is the digital communities and global belong. Today, we see that family don't gather, don't spend time together as we did in the past. Sharing maybe those traditional and spiritual customs that we used to have. But right now, we are just changing. The manner of having a personal relation, and a spiritual finding just with that technology. And it's something that is having our young people in high risk, especially the way that they think and they manage their life. Um, okay, and also the young people, are defining themselves. They say that they are spiritual, but they don't say that they are no religion, because they don't are clear, and they don't identify which is the truth. Because right now, as we are seeing, what the Bible used to say that was bad. Uh, it's say that it's correct to do it, and the contrary, if you do the right things, they say that we are doing the incorrect way to do the things. So in this presentation, what I want to really focus is on the manner that young people are facing their spiritual connection with our God, and that we are replacing the natural manner to be connected with him. We are just abandon this human, I can say the most important and qualified feature of the human that we have is that natural connection that we have with our creator. But right now, with the bad access or the uncontrolled a good way of technology, are we are facing. Well, it's said that we have a lot of significant challenges. Okay, where technology expand access, it is also represent, a lot of risk. And well, just for ended up my presentation, For example, here we have the positive influence and negative neutral risk access. As I said before in my presentation, they have the instant translation structure, accessibility for those physical limitation that we had before. We can read the Bible in the original language, which is Hebrew, but also this digital device, those without high speed interaction are excluded. The global support networks for marginalized or isolated young and is a negative and neutral risk for potential for online radicalization and social isolation. And finally, the guidance 24/7. Okay, we have the availability of high driving moral and spiritual support, but erosion of traditional pastoral authority and theological um, deep. So to conclude my presentation, as I said before, what really want to focus is the way that our young people are facing their spiritual meeting with our Creator right now. That we are being controlled, for things that maybe we weren't expected to have, but we are facing them, and what we just expected is that our God continue helping us and giving the enough wisdom to open our eyes and not to continue more blind. And that's it, teacher, on my presentation. Good afternoon.
Okay, thank you. Leave it on. Leave it on. Leave the presentation on. So continue sharing the presentation. You have any questions, guys?
I can say that it's a very good topic because one that really grabs your attention. So my question is like, why did you want to integrate this theme, like the spiritual part, with the cultural education?
Mm, What I say that because for example, from our land, from costeños people, people have the tendency to believe in everything what they see on a screen right now, or every single news that they had on internet, and they change their faith quickly. I have a sister that since she doesn't have the solution for any single problem that she have, she get desperate, and but when she gets, immediately she changes. Oh my God, he's so lovely. He loves me. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Please share the presentation again, please.
Oh, me? Okay, sorry, teacher.
Okay, so any other questions? Okay, so I have one. Jorge, what is the best way to integrate technology with the spiritual side or the religious side?
Well, teacher, currently, what we need to do, for example, as a family, the most important social interaction that we can have is that parents, maybe they are not an expert to handle those technologies, but with the way that they transmit, the way that they teach the message, the God's word. Okay, for example, okay, tomorrow Saturday we're gonna have a reunion here in the family. I invite all your friends. Why don't you come here? Your mom is going to prepare something special, and we are going to discuss this topic, and we want you to watch these videos. Something that I mean, they arouse their attention, and also it um, connect what they are seeing, because what is happening is uh, young people that are facing things right now are not the same that did it 20 or 15 years ago in the churches. Now they want something different, and that's why a lot of those places are kind of empty, and they have been changing their ideology and the way that they want to receive the impact or the God's word in their life, teacher.
Okay, thank you. This is a really controversial topic nowadays, and I appreciate you having it here because this is obviously university environment, and it's not common to have these kind of topics. And it shows to how you value like this type of things, and that you are concerned. What I can get about this presentation is that you are concerned on seeing how youngsters nowadays are stepping away from churches and stepping away from religion, and are stepping away from the belief that we were raised with. Okay,
Yeah,
so
teacher.
uh,
Excuse me. And also because I live it casually yesterday. I was directing the well, how can we call when we
a
gather all the
mass.
yeah, we call all the students in the morning before going to their classroom to give any type of information. We made the holy prayer and everything. So I was in front of them. I invited them to make the holy prayer in English, and we see it, and I saw it from primary side, from the primary school. Well, the kids, they are always eager and they like it. But from the secondary side, I started immediately to feel the indifference, to repeat the same. Even though I tell them before, hey guys, remember that even the Holy Prayer is in English, is the same in Spanish or whatever language, and God doesn't have I mean, he doesn't care about any language the way that you worship him. But I feel it, teacher. That's what I'm really concerned about this because I'm in it and I'm living it in my daily environment as a English teacher in a private school. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that. So I'm gonna start with the presentation. So go back to the first slide. Okay, what could be the title? Because I see that you have the layout, then you have a photo, and on the photo you have some wording. In my opinion, you could have done a better work, like having it more organized, having a clear title, like how technology is influencing uh, our belief in God or something like that. Just having it shorter, okay? Because on one side you have something white with thumb drive, then you have a guy that is practicing yoga or something like that, and then you have the wording with a different color. So, and it doesn't match, you know what I mean? So having three different types of how you can have this on the first slide, it's a little bit confusing. That's why
Okay,
I
teacher.
wanted to highlight like having a shorter title.
Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
so go to the last slide.
The last one.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, as you can see, so you're having bright with colors, and then you
Yeah.
transition to completely white.
Yeah,
Okay,
teacher.
so and it affects like how the student and how your audience is gonna perceive your presentation. Okay,
Okay,
you could
teacher.
have you could have done a better work with like laying out in a different way the information, because in some slides you have like a different information with the same purpose but different information, and you are pretty familiar with the topic. So in my opinion, it wasn't necessary to have that amount of information, like the wording that you had on your slides.
Okay, teacher.
That's regarding the presentation. About your performance, I think that you pronounce words pretty well. Okay, so you pronounce words pretty well. You mispronounce a couple words like church. You said church, but it's
Okay.
church with an
Church.
A sound, church.
Church.
Spiritual. No espiritual, sino spiritual. Like a
Spiritual.
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 And that's it. So performance was good. You have a really good pronunciation. For future presentations, I would recommend to breathe because you weren't from start to finish without any pauses. Like while you are transitioning between slides, like make a 2 or 3 seconds pause and then continue. 10 minutes, 3 minutes, pause, because that's the idea of having a presentation. So it gives you time just to pause, breathe, and then continue. Pausing and breathing is going to help you with the relaxation. So that's the idea of making like a several pauses throughout the presentation. And that's it. That's
Thank
it
you,
on my
teacher.
that's it on
Thank
my
you for
side.
all your
Okay.
advices. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
My pleasure. So I'm gonna stop the recording.